I'm Chuckle Tits Carlson, and today I'll be interviewing Vladimir Putin. But before we start the interview, I'd like to provide a very important preface. My dad worked for the CIA. In addition to that fact, just like Anderson Cooper, I applied for the CIA and also got rejected. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm sure this whole Russia versus Ukraine thing is as real as left versus right wing. And even though you'll never see me or Putin on the front lines or any puppet, political leaders, or media talking heads for that matter, it is our job to get you really angry and in a psychological state where you can be emotionally manipulated into things no matter which side of the political aisle you fall upon. We'd very much like to see all of you die in another war for our satanic masters who run and control this entire world and sacrifice you to demons. So if you don't want to die in some kind of cooked up civil war and would like to travel abroad, dying in Ukraine instead might be the ticket for you. At the very least, we'd like to feed upon your negative emotions. You might also find it odd that after leaving Fox News, I didn't even skip a beat and can go on interviewing world foreign leaders and getting exclusive interviews at that. But don't think too hard about it. We only want you to question the narratives we give you. We have the mainstream media lane and the alternative media lane. But as we normalize and milquetoast up the conspiracy side to consist of QAnon boomers that can only explain things through a political lens, and big thinking gets crushed into the narrow bandwidth of the right wing, and I mean, let's face it, the left lost its shit a long time ago, there's basically no place left to go if you want to get actual information, because most people here are just playing a game of telephone. So you're left with a bunch of hearsay from sub-100 IQ cross-eyed nitwits like Matt Walsh, and some old man in a BitChute video who couldn't think their way out of a wet paper bag. But you puff your ego up like you've got things figured out, because it's not CNN. Congratulations! You're a hair length smarter than pig shit. Reality is breaking down all around you to absolutely absurd levels to the point people are dressing up like 90s Sunday morning cartoon characters, and memes are more accurate than what's presented as serious discussion on TV. And the best you can come up with is, it's communism. And quoting 1984 and Brave New World for the 1000th time as if the same people who wrote those books weren't part of the system to psychically rape you in the first place. With all that in mind, let's proceed with the interview. Yes. And so you see, the 30 minutes of dialogue I led you in with was to basically just say we need to denazify Ukraine, and I heart Israel. Look, dickhead, I know we're on the same side in this one world system, but did you really just make me fly all the way out here to say the same thing every right-wing politician in the West says? Yes. But that doesn't matter. People that are done being conned by the right-wing politicians and Elon Musk now want to be conned by someone new. And why shouldn't that be me? I also want to say this, essentially that right now our free-range slave farm is looking a lot better than your free-range slave farm. You know, this is usually the part of the interview where I say, I'm going to make a confused, constipated face now, but I actually just shit myself, and I want you to smell it. You know, I am so oppressed by Western propaganda, whatever the fuck that even means. That's why you're here right now and broadcasting this to millions of people, completely uncensored. Because the system doesn't want people to hear what they have to say. They'll go over videos with a fine-tooth comb when a person has less than 100,000 subscribers, and ban you off platforms when you're not a part of the system. But somehow this one is just going to slip through the cracks, and will be monetized. Call it the hunch, Tucker. Oh, indeed. It will. And then it will be an item in the news for days, if not weeks, with a slightly different spin about how bad it is, because, like everything else, when someone doesn't want you to hear about something, especially when they know you hate them, what you constantly do is go on about how bad it is. That negative thing isn't disappeared and suicided by 10,000 shotgun blasts to the face like in the old Soviet Russia days. Instead, they give you the Barbra Streisand effect and put it on 10 alternative platforms, or, hell, even straight up on YouTube, and it'll come up in your recommended feed, and in ads like Ben Shapiro does. That's how much the system doesn't want you to see this. I'm probably going to bank a couple million from the ad revenue alone from this. And even better, I get to claim I'm a victim and fighting the system while I do it. Yes, it is funny. Maybe you'll put in there that I am a man of the people. I mean, sure, why not? We could probably run that gif of you riding a bear while I tickle my balls in the background, and the social media debate would be whether I'm racist or not. How's Trump doing? Pretty good. He's getting quite a ratings boost from all these fake trials. Oh, you mean like the one where they sued Alex Jones for a gajillion bazillion dollars and he's still broadcasting no problem? I know you know that the P-Gate thing with the hookers was fake, but off the record, I was actually the one who pissed on Trump on Epstein Island. Bill and Hillary Clinton were there too. They were dancing with and flailing Stephen Hawking and his cadre of midgets around the room while Obama and Michael sang, "Make your own kind of music." Really? ForkFaced.